Righteous family, hope all is well with y'all. Righteous Q tapping in with another video. By the way, that was some sea moss and cranberry juice. Tap in with that sea moss. If you haven't heard about it, go do the knowledge on that. Thank me later. But I got a dope video for us right now. Video from Jaquez Slade. He will be unboxing every Nike Kobe V Protro sneaker in honor of Kobe Week. And this video was initially posted on August 26th. So obviously that was during the time of Kobe Week. Now, if you guys don't know me, then you're probably not aware of how big of a Kobe fan I am. Those of you that do know me, then you're well aware that Kobe is my favorite player of all time. And you know what I'm gonna do just to prove that, and to prove that I'm not a bandwagon, because that's one thing you ain't gonna call me is a bandwagon fan. I'm gonna post something, so stay tuned during this video and I'm gonna have proof that I've been rocking with Kobe. Yeah, this is something I had to react to. Although I don't have any Kobe's yet, as of right now. I've had Kobe's in the past, but I don't own any Kobe's as of right now. This video is gonna be like a super tease because I don't have any Kobe's right now, and I don't know when I'm gonna get some. But I figured this would be a very interesting video to watch. Hopefully y'all rock with it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I do post content daily. Become a part of the Righteous family. Help me get to 100 subscribers. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate it. And also turn on the post notifications. Hit that little bell next to the subscribe button so you'll be aware and you'll get that alert when I do post. All right, it's pretty simple. Help me get to 100 subscribers. I can't really get there without you. You feel me? So, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. I'm excited to watch it.
Yo, hey guys, Pop and Jock Slade here. Back with another unboxing, and today, as you can see, we got a bit of a quadruple unboxing. Well, it's a quintuple unboxing. Anyway, it's Kobe Week. Nike is celebrating, and they sent me everything to unbox.
Quadruple is for
you guys. So I want to give you a closer look at everything that dropped this week. Some already dropped, some drops today or tomorrow, and then some more drops the next day. Anyway, let's go through everything that we have and give you a closer look at some of the details behind it, because really it's the story of these sneakers that really matters the most. So, without further ado, let's jump into this first. Let me take that. That feels good. Okay, I'm gonna take all of it down. It feels weird. I see it in the background. Anyway, let's start with the first pair, and this pair actually already released, and it is
the box is clean itself.
Stage pair, and this is one of the cooler of the Kobe Week releases that are dropping this week. And I know, unfortunately, a lot of these aren't going to make it into the hands of everybody, because these are, I want to say they're limited, but they're not releasing in huge numbers. So there is that bit of a downside to it. But again, I want to give you guys the stories behind these, just because I think there's some really big stories. So this is the big stage colorway, and it really goes into some of the details around Kobe's career, some of the achievements that he's made. And this happens to be for the 2010 year. I believe it's 2010. Like 27 points, that's what he averaged that season. 2,835, that's the number of minutes that he actually played in that season. There's also a date on here,
dope.
Right here, it's February 2/01/10, which is the day that he became the Los Angeles Lakers leading scorer, all-time leading scorer. And the cool thing about these is that you get basically two different sneakers depending on how you look at it. So if you're looking at them from the left side, you see this side where it has all the information in this sort of like lasered.
I wish Kobe could have played a game in these. That would be so raw.
If you're looking at them from the right,
they look
you see
fire with the Laker jersey.
white shoe that has the same information there, but it's just switched off. And when I first saw these, I originally thought that it was going to be like the black laser and the black laser on the outside, and then the inside was white. But as you can see, like both shoes are like a mirror image of each other. So like they're mirror images of each other. Well, not mirror image. No, it's not a mirror image of each other. They're identical. I don't know. They're reversed mirror images of each other. So you get it on the left side is the black laser print, and on
one's
the right
on the
side,
outside, one's on the inside.
That makes any sense
That
at all.
is hard,
you can see
bro.
they switched up the tongue. This one has black. This one has white. They both have the same gold accents, and then they have the Kobe there. This one has a black liner. This one has
Nike went
white
crazy
liner.
with those.
So you get the difference between the right and the left shoe. But really, one of the cooler ones of the pack. I know a couple of my buddies that this is the pair that they wanted the most out of all of the packs because it had a lot of Kobe's accolades from that 2010 season on here. For me, I would say this is probably number 4 on my list of all of the shoes. This was probably number 4. I'm not mad
Number
at it.
4?
But just not the one that was at the
That's
top.
saying
The
a lot.
one that was at the top of my list a little later. And something that I just noticed is they have this sort of iridescent color here on the black pair. I don't know if that's on the white pair. So the white one is not iridescent, but the black one is. It has kind of like a reflection of different
Iridescent.
colors. I just noticed that. So again, Kobe, big stage.
I have to Google
Kobe
that.
5. This one is probably my favorite of the pack, and that is because it is in the Lakers colorway. You see it as well.
Oh yeah, those is
I
clean.
am a Lakers fan, so obviously
Clean.
this one really works for me. Love that they have the purple,
Same here, bro.
gold, and they have it all in that like patent leather. So
Lakers in
feel
5.
There. Then they have the black accents. As you guys have seen the City Knights colorways of the jerseys, and this fits perfectly with those. Actually, it fits with the jersey that they released this week. Those did sell out super quickly, so you probably have to go to the aftermarket if you want to get yourself a pair of these. But in addition to just being the Kobe 5, these actually have a little bit of texture here as well. There are some textured lines in here, almost like broken crime.
Hey, I'm really just gonna be letting him explain the shoe yet to
mid
us. So.
panels and at the toe box, which I think looks really,
I'm learning.
really nice. Again, I love the black. The black just really makes that purple and gold really pop a lot. Now, these aren't just
And they threw the icy bottom.
colorway, although a lot of people
That's a nice
thought they were
touch.
just a Lakers colorway. These are actually inspired by the leather jackets that Kobe wore in the 2001 and 2002 season. If you go back and look at those, Kobe has on this huge black leather jacket that has all of these patches over it. I'm sure you guys have seen the photos of that before. So that's what these were inspired by. And actually the insoles, you can see the insoles kind of have a bit of that flavor on them as well with Kobe Bryant in LA. Then it has all of his years that he won, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2009, and 2010. So you have all those there on the insole as well. And then the whole inside,
crazy
the
with
whole
the
liner
insole.
of these kind of have the feel of that jacket where they have palm trees, they have the black, and then they have the basketball, which is basically it's this pattern mixed up on the inside of the shoe, so you get it along the liner of the shoe, but then you have that pop there on the insole, and of course they have just the gold on the back of the tongue, and then the purple tongue. Just this is my favorite of the pack. I just, if I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys, this is my favorite just because that Laker colorway. I just feel like it pops. Again, these already released, these already sold out, but the next two pairs I'm about to talk about have not released. At least they haven't released yet. Come from the good folks over at Undefeated. So
Undefeated.
do come in a pack.
Undefeated collabs
This is
go
gonna cost right
nuts.
around $350, maybe $390. I'm not sure on the exact pricing, but this is a very cool box. See, they have
The
the
box.
logo there, the Nike Air logo there, and then they have the cool Air logo here. And instead of it saying Air, it says A, then the Kobe logo, and then R, so it's Nike A, Kobe logo, Air, so there. And then you have the Undefeated there, and it's actually mixed with Kobe's logo right there as well, which I think is a nice touch. Now, this pack is called the What If pack. So for
Super
those
clean.
that don't know what the What If stands for, so Kobe wasn't the number 1 pick in the NBA draft in 1996, as everyone would assume he would be based on his career. He was actually
I can already
picked
tell this is
number
gonna be a
13.
fire
So
concept.
this
What
pack
if?
is called the What If pack because it thinks about what if Kobe would have went to one of those other teams. So the first pair is this
Philly?
pair. And This pair is basically decorated in all of the colors of the 12 teams that actually passed on Kobe. And then you have that here on the paper. So you have Philly, Toronto, Vancouver, Milwaukee, Minnesota, Boston.
I don't really know how
Clippers,
I feel about those, y'all.
Jersey,
I don't really
Dallas,
feel them
Indiana,
that much,
Oakland,
honestly.
and Cleveland. All 12 of those teams passed on Kobe Bryant, and that is what this shoe kind of symbolizes. Actually, I shouldn't say kind of.
That's a dope concept, though.
This shoe symbolizes. And of the pack, this is, I would say, my second favorite, just because I really love the way this looks with all like the patches. It's almost like pieces of jersey or canvas have been patched on to the shoe, and they're like they're thick. They're not like flush with the shoe. They're thick, so it's almost like they've been stitched on. Kind of like if you know, have you seen like those patchwork shirts that seem like they're like different pieces of denim sewed together? That's the vibe that I get with these, but instead it's like this canvas material that has obvious sewing.
I think the gold throws it off for me.
There's stitching here, external stitching here.
They're probably fire in person though if you got them in your hand.
Shoe together. It's really a good looking design. I really appreciate the mixture of the colors. They have the accents of gold to kind of bring it all together. And then something really interesting about these is they're almost like a mix of the Kobe 5 and the Kobe 6. So if you've worn the Kobe 6, you know it had like this textured material on the upper, and it looks like Undefeated brought that back. On the back of the tongue, they have Undefeated there, just nice simple hit there, so it's not super obvious, but then you get the Undefeated logo there on the green and the red, which is really how you see the Undefeated logo a lot, so I like that they did that. And then Kobe logo on the yellow, again, kind of.
I like that part. I like the Undefeated logo
there. And then on the insoles for these, they actually have the name of the 12 teams that passed up on Kobe, as if insult to injury wasn't enough. You have all 12.
And they all sick to this day. You missed out on, in my opinion, the greatest player to ever go get a bucket.
I just
all 12 of y'all.
This look, the canvas materials and everything just put together just makes for a really dope design in my mind. And then for this insole, they just have the Undefeated logo. They just have the Undefeated logo there with the Kobe Bryant signature right there in the middle. Again, very, very cool.
Insole's
I love the way that Undefeated really thought about this collection and really thought about this shoe and didn't throw something together.
Honestly, I think they're growing on me.
Brands just throw
in this short time that I'm looking at them, they actually are pretty fire.
Collaboration. But this one feels really thought out and really telling the story of Kobe in a way that really makes sense, and it even goes down to the material choices that they made, which is important. The materials are just as important as the colorway, and this feels like with this canvas pieces, it's almost like the tough tenacity, the tough durability, the tough way that Kobe played the game. This all kind of matches up with that, with this upper. So moving on. Next up, we have the what if, but this is the team that actually drafted Kobe, if that makes sense. So we had the 12 that passed on Kobe, but then on the 13th pick, the Charlotte Hornets actually
greatest franchise in the league.
And after they drafted him, they transferred him, or traded him, I should say, to the Los Angeles Lakers, and that's where we get this colorway. And you see they decked it out in white with the gold here.
Greatest franchise in the league, seen the potential, seen the inner Mamba before he was the Mamba.
This feels like a little bit of plastic, almost a patent leather.
Those is icy.
Durability there at the toe, and then they did the same sort of patchwork feel with this one, but obviously it's just one color, so it's all white. But then you have the pop of turquoise there on the Kobe logo, and then a little bit there at the heel, and then the Undefeated logo there at the heel, then the Undefeated logo on the tongue, and same thing there. And then these insoles have the same thing, where they count down the teams that missed on Kobe in 1996, but then they have the Charlotte Hornets in turquoise. So shout out to the Charlotte Hornets. As a Laker fan, I appreciate,
because they actually had them and gave them up.
Changed the dynamic of that agency forever, or I should say that franchise forever. And I'm forever grateful to the Charlotte Hornets for doing that. And finally, the pair that is probably the most sentimental to me when it comes to this pack. So everyone knows that Kobe had a love for the game of basketball, but Kobe also had a love for the game of women's basketball. And after he retired, you really saw that part of his personality come to life. And for the final drop of Kobe Week, they went with the Nike Kobe V Eyeball for women. And this represents women's basketball in a way that I think only Kobe could do it. So the colorway, as you see, obviously is olive green with the hint of yellow on the inside, and then they have that touch of infrared or pink, if that's what you want to call it, there on the heel. But this is the Eyeball colorway, and the Eyeball is the elite youth basketball league that Nike runs, and this is their women's version of the shoe. And outside of the colorway, I feel like if it didn't have this hit of pink right here, it almost feels like an Oregon colorway of the shoe. They have this gray, but kind of feels like an Oregon colorway. Anyway, the thing about this one is
that infrared is a nice touch.
The panels and the toe box, and if you look really closely, you can see that it looks like snakeskin. Obviously, we know that Kobe was called the Black Mamba, so you have that snakeskin sort of thing there on the toe box, on the mid panels, and you would think Kobe, Black Mamba, snakeskin, perfect. That makes perfect sense, but actually, that's not what this is about at all. So this pair is actually inspired by Medusa. For those that don't know who Medusa is, she was this mythological creature that if you looked at her, she was so beautiful that you would turn to stone. Some said she was so ugly that you would turn to stone. Either way, you would freeze when you saw her. And this pair is inspired by Medusa with that same sort of thinking of being able to defend, being able to freeze a defender at the first glance. So I think that's really dope. It's very, very much in the mind frame and in the thinking of something that Kobe Bryant would say. As you guys know, he had these muses and he found inspiration in all these different areas of his life. And for this pair, the Medusa pair, like that, it makes so much sense as something that you would think Kobe would say, or something that Kobe would think, that he would look at Medusa and think, oh, she's able to freeze people with one glance. How can I incorporate that into my game? We all know how maniacal Kobe was when it came to the game of basketball.
Man, that would have been Gigi for sure, man.
That world, the mythological, that Greek mythology into his sneakers, as we know, Kobe was very well studied. For him to bring that into his performance footwear as a way to inspire the next generation of women playing basketball, I just think that's really dope. And of all the pairs, even though I love that Laker pair and I love the what if pair and the multiple colors, this pair is probably the most sentimental because it's well thought out and it really speaks to how Kobe felt about the game of basketball and how he looked at the sport and found inspiration in any and everything that happened in the world. So just a quick recap. We have the Medusa women's eyeball colorway. We have the 5-time champ colorway. We have the big stage colorway. We have the what if colorway for the first 12 teams.
Them big stages, man. They might be my favorite.
What if colorway for the 13th team. These are part of the Undefeated pack. These all released individually.
Oh my God.
These two pairs already released. These released later this weekend. I believe these released tomorrow. Anyway, just want to give you guys a quick look at the Kobe Week pack. Again, big shout out to Nike for sending me.
Those are all beautiful.
I just want to do an unboxing.
Beautiful sneakers.
Give you guys a quick review of these. I'm about to send all of these back to Nike, so I don't get to keep these pairs. But I appreciate Nike letting me borrow them. So
I wouldn't send them back.
Quick first.
I'm just playing Nike.
With that being
if you ever
said,
see this, I'm joking.
I'm Jacques Slade.
I'll send them back.
I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe for more content just like this. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace.
That was fire, man. And I butchered his name. It's Jacques Slade. So forgive me, brother. That was fire, man. Which one of these is your favorite? Let me know. Out of all of these, even out of all of the Kobe's, do you have a favorite Kobe? Mine was the Kobe 7. But let me know what your favorite is. Let me know how you feel about these new releases. Let me know if you even like to hoop in Kobe's. I would, honestly, with these colorways, I would probably wear these like casually with a fit. Because they're just so fire, to be honest with y'all. But man, the women's one that he was speaking about, dude, those would have been, them But perfect for Gigi. Man, damn. May they both rest in peace though, for sure. But yeah, I'm starting to get sentimental, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I ain't trying to be tearing up on camera and all of that. But this was just a fun video. I was learning a lot from this brother, describing the shoes and, you know, what went into making them, and, you know, the symbols and what they symbolize and all of that great stuff, man. I can't wait to get every pair of these, because I'm gonna get every pair of these eventually. So if y'all enjoyed the video, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the Righteous family, help me get to 100 subscribers, please. And we're gonna keep this thing rolling. Like I said, I was gonna show y'all proof that I've been a Kobe fan. Kobe is the reason why I love the game of basketball. My pops introduced me to him. My pops was a diehard Lakers fan, so I really didn't have no choice. But I'm glad he was a Lakers fan and not a fan of any other team. So I'm glad to say I'm a Lakers fan. But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. And of course, in this day and time, your righteousness will sustain you.